But yeah, I had this dream once, and what You, Me, and Nikki reminds me the most of is this dream. I think it reminded me of a couple more when I was younger, but like over time, those memories of them began to fade. This one still kind of stuck with me. I used to go to this jungle gym, and it was like you'd crawl up a bunch of, plastic stairs and whatever. They go in a spiral, and it's this really cramped and dark thing full of tubes, and then there's like slides that will take you out of it, and then you go back up again, and you can climb on ropes and crap. The thing is, as a kid, like I would always go on like these few areas, but as I got a little bit older, like I was 4 when I think I started going there, and then like by the time I was 6, I started realizing there was like more tubes that went to more places. It was just this huge like maze of tubes and stuff, very cramped tubes, and they'd have little windows that would let you look out onto like there was like an eating area and stuff. Like the jungle gym wasn't the only part of the place. I don't know how to describe this really well. It wasn't like dark or anything, but like there were areas that were just less populated than others, like near the back of the jungle gym, and you'd find new little rooms and whatever, new little things to play with. They were like fake plane cockpits you could go into, and then like they had car steering wheels for some reason, and it was kind of dumb. And I'd always go there with my friends, and we'd hang out and go on little adventures through the tubes and crap. There, one thing that did scare me about the jungle gym though was like there was this one area where it was this tube leading. What are you? I got blonde. That's not a blonde. Oh, I guess I'm blonde now. Oh my god. It's like she's wearing a wig. Look, you can still see some of her strands of hair popping out. That's adorable. There was one thing where it's like this tube you climb up, and it's kind of like at an angle. So it's not like you have to climb directly upwards, but the part that was facing more downwards, like that you would crawl away from, was a glass panel. Not glass, but like it was see-through, and it was like at an angle, and it felt like you could fall out, even though it felt weird, like if you ever sat at the bottom. But I had a dream one night that I was just stuck in this jungle gym, and there were no stairs. I wasn't necessarily stuck, I just kept exploring whatever, and I eventually realized there were no ways out. And it just kept going and going. And I think the thing is, all the windows were just pitch black. There was nothing to see out there. And the thing is, I wasn't necessarily scared in the dream. I just kept going. I just felt kind of lonely, I guess. That was like the thing I remember the most. I felt very lonely. Even though I wasn't technically alone in the dream, and I'll get to that in a second. At one point, the black parts of the windows, this is the thing. This is the thing that like unnerves me now thinking about it, but didn't unnerve me back then. Well, it did actually. Like it freaked me out in the dream, but I didn't show it, I guess. I just kind of realized it was a dream at a certain point. And the thing is, I started to see eyes. Like, not necessarily eyes, just white dots that I knew were eyes in the windows. Yeah, okay, that actually just sent goosebumps up my back thinking about it right now. At one point, I just got to this long hall, very similar to one that was in the jungle gym. And just like eyes kept popping up, and I eventually just closed my eyes, and when I opened them again I was awake, and that was the end of the dream, and that has stuck with me so hard ever since because it felt like hours I was in there. Adam, your dream could make an awesome video game. A lot of fans of Yume Nikki have made tons of fan games. We could go through some sometime. I don't feel like one would be hard to make. I've messed around with RPG Maker a bit before. Could be fun. Whew. Alright, and I just want to talk about a dream that like humors me nowadays. Because I was more freaked out by this than I was the cramped tunnel dream. Alright, I am man enough to admit this. I had a dream that I was in a world that was almost exactly the same. That's the thing. In these dreams, my house was almost perfectly the same. So like, like you never really notice in a dream when like things are different. Like one time, because your logic the logic part of your brain is off. So like, I had dreams where I was Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I'm not even lying about that. And I didn't even like notice. I didn't even think at one point that my name was Adam. I was like, I'm Raggy. No wait, that's Scooby-Doo's voice, not Shaggy. Zoinks! I'm not doing Shaggy's voice. And the thing is, like, I had a dream that my parents would send me off to a summer camp. Or not summer camp, but some kind of camp. But it was run by giant dancing worms. And their arrival would always be signified by a fast-moving train rolling across the street. Just rolling across it. Like super fast. Like things were falling off the train. And then after it, a van would come by and it would screech to a halt. And it was a big white van, so maybe that triggered a bit of fear in me. And then they'd sing like this super happy song. And it would be like I was living a music video before my very eyes. Like a weird, funny, dumb music video from like 2007. It was like a 2007 dance video. Dance music. No, it was like disco or something. Maybe it was like a 70s music video. Something dumb like that. Anyways, I can't find anything here, so can I go? The thing is that I was always fine with this. I was always fine with this dream. Nothing about it freaked me out. The giant dancing worms didn't freak me out. But the thing that freaked me out was a certain lyrics where, like, there would be, like, a small moment where they weren't singing. I don't even remember, like, the lyrics or whatever. I think it was just random nonsense, and I didn't even question it. These worms would, like, stop singing for a second, and they'd start flopping all over the place. And they'd say super happy, like, woo, woo, or something like that, or, like, something like that. And it was always, like, that always, like, somehow freaked me out. Freaked dream me out. And it freaked little 3-year-old me out, too. I didn't like the giant worm saying woo, woo. Anyways, that's another dream that resonated with me. And I had that dream, like, 4 times in a row. One time when I was much older and I had a fever, so that tells you something. I was like, God, they're back. Jeez. And that time it did scare me. I actually kind of like knew it was a dream at that point. I am so glad I caught this, one says. Yeah. It was good. It was that's a great dream right there. I do relate to the dying and nightmare fuel part. That never happens to me in dreams anymore. Yeah, anymore. I always have like crappy dreams about about my mom or something dying and like, or they going away. Those are always my worst dreams. Sometimes I'll like die when I just saw them and that makes me sad. I love my parents a lot. Alright. And like I remember one in particular where this one makes me sad thinking about it, like where we're at a go-kart area, but it's like a Mario Kart thing. It's huge and there's like fireworks and it's late at night and it's illuminated and whatever. For some reason my mom's there. I don't even remember any of the karting part, although I'm pretty sure I was in the dream. I hadn't even played Mario Kart. I just think that's the first thing I compare it to. And at one point an earthquake happens and the entire thing starts to like crack apart, and I think my mom gets like she falls off when one of the cracks like breaks and falls to the center of the earth or whatever. And then for some reason after that, like, that's not when I woke up. That's usually when I would wake up in one of those... Oh, God damn. Where I would wake up in one of those dreams. But I didn't. And for some reason, a bunch of, like, the Splinter Cell games or whatever. You see those guys on the cover? They looked like that. There was a bunch of those guys trying to evacuate and stuff. And apparently I knew them in the dream because I had that suit on too. For some reason. I'd never even seen a Splinter Cell game up to that point. That's just what it reminds me of. Same thing with the Mario Kart comparison. Maybe it was a bit later than that, but I was really young when I had the stream, I think. And I remember at one point, like, I think when I woke up was like when a bunch of the army guys were apparently this entire go-karting course was on a huge cliff. And I don't know why, but at one point I apparently fell down it. And it was freaky because it was like, you know, there was the lights on the guys' headsets or whatever. And when I woke up, there was a light in my room that was blue. That was in the exact same place, so I thought I was still in the dream for a while. I've never woken up crying. I didn't like jump on my own will. I think I jumped with the army dudes, like we were supposed to go down there or something. It wasn't like me killing myself or anything. But I feel like halfway through I realized I was going to die from falling this high, and it was kind of comedic because god damn, I can't I was able to jump over this thingy. Oh wait, maybe I gotta wait for them to go on the box. I remember having one dream that really emotionally upset me, where my mom somehow traded me in as a son for my best friend at the time. Because he was a better kid than me. It was just I mean, like, I wasn't even like a really terrible kid, and I don't know, he wasn't even like that much better than me, I guess, at the time, for some reason. But I just remember my mom being incredibly mean in the dream and trading me in for another kid. And that was the dream. It's fucking gold. Yeah, cool. I got the coin anyway, so screw you. Doesn't matter if I died. I got 10 yen, everybody. And that one, like, upset me more than the dying dream. I don't know why.